At LabLab, we have just tested the Dreame D10 Plus Generation 2, and in this video, we are going to tell you what we honestly think about it. For your information, if you are interested in this product, please note that we have put the link with its best price just below this video. This second generation of the D10 Plus retains a similar design to the first version with its round shape, its white color, and its glossy finish on top, which still reveals fingerprints. Surmounted by its LiDAR tower, this robot measures 35 centimeters in diameter and 9.6 centimeters high. These dimensions allow it to squeeze into difficult corners and pass under suspended radiators. In addition, we noticed that it followed baseboards and furniture relatively well. It features a bumper at the front, and if you turn it over, you find a silicone main roller brush, a side brush, a simple mop, an omnidirectional wheel, as well as two main wheels which are thin, but allow it to navigate correctly. The roller brush effectively captures dirt, but we still note that a certain amount of hair tends to get tangled around it. By lifting the lid, you find the dust compartment with its HEPA filter. It has a good capacity of 400 milliliters, and you won't have to worry too much about it thanks to the automatic emptying function. On the other hand, the 150 milliliter capacity of the clean water tank located under the station is insufficient in our opinion. Since the station does not provide automatic water refilling, you often have to refill it during cleaning. Fortunately, the tanks are easily accessible. It comes with a compact station which itself has a large 4-liter dust bag to accumulate up to 90 days of emptying. The robot and station components are easily removed and replaced, and the application indicates the remaining lifespan of the components in percentage and hours. Let's now move on to its features, which are quite complete given its price. It integrates two buttons that allow turning the device on or off, starting or pausing a cleanup, and sending it back to the station or starting a localized cleanup. The application is simple. Among its features, you can select 3 cleaning modes: vacuuming only, mopping only, and sweeping and mopping. 4 suction settings are available: silent, standard, strong, and turbo. 3 water volume settings: low, medium, and high, and 2 cleaning modes: daily and deep. You can customize the cleaning for each zone or define sequences, and you also find the automatic emptying parameters. This model can handle multi-story houses since it can save up to 3 maps. The mapping is in 2D and you can customize it by creating a virtual wall or a restricted zone. If you do not wish to be disturbed, you can set a schedule during which the vacuum cleaner will be as discreet as possible. During all these tasks, you can follow the robot live and see in real time the cleaning area in square meters, the cleaning time in minutes, and the battery level in percentage. A history can also be consulted. Finally, the child safety function allows putting it into lock mode when your children or pets are playing around. Let's now move on to the most important part, our performance tests. And here, there is some good and some not so good. The D10 Plus Generation 2 uses the traditional LiDAR navigation system and Pathfinder technology to move intelligently. It also relies on its laser distance sensor, its return to home sensor, and its cliff sensors. These technologies contribute to creating accurate and fast mapping. As we were able to see during our tests, the navigation is methodical. The robot first takes care of following the edges and walls of each room, then it performs S-shaped movements inside the zone. Depending on the intensity of the cleaning requested, the robot takes between 8 and 12 minutes to clean a 9 square meter zone, which is fast. To test obstacle detection, we scattered a series of everyday objects of different sizes. While the vacuum cleaner was able to avoid the ball, the shoe, and the mini flower pot, it nonetheless passed over the straps of our backpack and over the USB cable. In the same way, it tends to get tangled in shower mats. We can therefore conclude that it ensures good detection of large objects, but it is not able to avoid small objects, and you must therefore tidy them up before its passage. When it bypasses an obstacle, it is very close to it and it even tends to touch it sometimes, which could pose a problem with fragile decoration. It also perfectly detected the drop-off above our stairs. On its technical sheet, the D10 Plus Generation 2 displays a suction power of 6,000 pascals. To evaluate its performance, we scattered several types of grains and hair in a bounded area of 1 square meter, and here are the results we obtained. On a short pile carpet with 50 grams of rice, just about 30 grains were left, including several located near the baseboards. With 25 grams of coffee, just 5 grains were left. With a few hairs, we observed satisfactory efficiency, but several still remained. And with 50 grams of salt, the most difficult test, it did better than others, but some still remains deep in the carpet. Then, we proceeded in the same way on parquet. With 50 grams of rice, just a few dozen grains were left. With 25 grams of coffee, 13 grains remained, which were pushed by the robot's movements in the same zone. With a few hairs, we observed good efficiency. Only one hair remains. And with 50 grams of salt, it just remains on the surface, but it vacuumed most of it. For mopping in the same test zone and on a hard floor, here are our results. For dried mud tracks, we observed correct efficiency. But when you wipe a tissue, you notice that dirt remains on the floor. And with the dried liquid coffee, a difficult test, it unfortunately cannot eliminate sticky and the most stubborn tracks. Following our tests, we can say that vacuuming is effective, but we cannot be as enthusiastic about mopping. With its low capacity tank, you end up no longer having enough water, so it does not wet the floor enough, and the simple mop ensures no scrubbing against embedded stains. In addition, the brand prohibits the use of detergent or disinfectant, which does not help to compensate for this lack of efficiency. It is therefore a model mainly intended for vacuuming, and its mopping function is only useful for refreshing the floor from time to time. For the noise volume in operation, the robot is within the average of other models on the market, as indicated by our sound level meter positioned 1 meter away from the device with each mode. In silent mode, we measured 57 decibels. In normal, 58 decibels. In strong, 61 decibels. And in turbo, 64 decibels. Finally, unsurprisingly, the automatic emptying is significantly noisier with 79 decibels. Finally, let's finish this test by evaluating autonomy. Compared to its first generation, Dreame has considerably improved its runtime. Its 5,200 mAh battery theoretically offers up to 285 minutes of use. During our tests, we reached 190 minutes with the highest settings. With normal settings, it even exceeded the announced value by covering more than 200 square meters, which shows that it keeps its promises. Consequently, its excellent autonomy allows it to cover large spaces provided you use vacuuming only or continuously refill the water tank manually. In case of low battery, it systematically returns to its station to recharge, and once it has recovered energy, it resumes its unfinished tasks. But because of its great autonomy, the charging time is still high since it takes about 6 hours for a full charge. And that's all for our test results. So to summarize, the positive points of the Dreame D10 Plus Generation 2 are excellent autonomy, good suction performance, an affordable price, automatic emptying of the dustbin, the station, which is compact, the simple and intuitive application, good mapping, and methodical navigation. As for the negative points, the mopping, which is quite ineffective. It really only serves to refresh floors. The low capacity of the water tank, and the management of small obstacles, which is imperfect. And that concludes our test. Thank you very much for watching. As a reminder, you will find the link to this product with its best price just below the video. And if you like honest vacuum cleaner tests like this one, feel free to subscribe to our channel.